What's crack-a-lacking, guys? I'm a Duck Quack here, and this is just going to be a short episode based on a huge sniping filter that I'm using at the moment. And on top of that, I'm going to talk about a different sniping method that seems to be really strong to me, but because of my lack of sniping skills and my internet playing up, I haven't been able to test it properly. So I'm kind of hoping some of you guys can play around with it and let me know what you think. So to start with, the sniping filter we're going to use is going to be gold rarity. We're going to have the position for any defender in the Super League. Now, the reason we're using these filters is because of the marquee matchups. The marquee matchups is Besiktas against Galatasaray, and you need 11 players from the league, all of gold quality. So if we search with a max bid of 2,400 coins, we can see that there's barely any players here. So we know that that's what they'll sell for instantly. We're going to knock it down to 2,200 to make sure we make profit on everything we win, and then we're just going to keep searching till we find a player. Now, I've been doing this for the past half hour or so, and players do pop up so frequently like that, as you saw. So we get one already, a centre-back for 2,200, and that's going to make us a really nice profit of, we're going to list it for 2,500, 300 coins. And that was about our third search into it. So I'm going to show you a little bit more, and I'm going to keep going live. As you can see, another one's already popped up for 2,000 coins. So we're about 6 searches in, and we've already had 2 players. And then on the next search, we see one for 700 coins. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for 1 second because that is almost 2,000 coins profit from just one player. Now, these players are popping up so regularly, so it's not going to be a case of that you're sitting here sniping for 10-20 minutes just to find one player. But the huge negative to it is that I think a lot of people are currently using this filter, including a lot of bots potentially. We've also won another one. This is absolutely going insane. I've just used this method on one of my other videos, and we were winning like next to nobody, so I just thought I'd give it up. And then when we come on to make this video, we basically can't stop winning them. And then another 2 here, 800, 1,100 coins. So much profit is to be made on this filter. And again, we got another one pop up for 2,100. Again, that's 400 coins profit, so it's not massive, but those 400 coin profits add up so quickly. We'll keep going just so we find one more huge bargain of someone around 700 coins or cheaper. Well, 1,400 coins. That's pretty damn cheap. That's 1,000 coins profit off that one. We'll go for one more, just till one more player shows up, and then we're going to stop it. But we've searched for, as you can see, 32 times now, and we've had about 7 or 8 players already show up. This method is going to become less and less effective, though, as the week goes on, as the marquee matchups get completed by more people, and the demand for them sinks. But at the moment, it is in its prime. And as you can see there, we've got the orange line around that player, which means we only just missed out on him. But you get the gist of it. You know what the filters are. I'll quickly just pop back onto them. Gold quality, position defender, Super League, max price of, we'll check whatever the defenders are selling for, and then undercut it by a couple of hundred, just to make sure you make your profit. Right, guys, so now we're going to get on to the next part of the video. Now, this is something I did by accident. So we search, we find an absolute bargain that for some reason I just decide not to bid on. Then what we do when we're here is we compare the price of the player. When we back out of this, often we'll get a player pop up there. So you saw that player pop up. If you saw the time remaining on it, it was exactly 1 hour. We were probably one of the first people to this player, so we would have had a huge advantage when sniping. So what we want to do, just to clarify one more time, is we'll search till we find a player. Then we'll compare the price of him. We'll compare the price. We'll wait a couple of seconds, just so hopefully one is on the market when we back out. There, and you can see the time on it. It was 58 seconds on that one, so it wasn't perfect timing. But if we're getting the timing right, we've got an advantage off everyone who's sniping. Now, the reason for this is, when you can see here, so the next player we find, look at the animation, look at the load up time in between the search actually finding the player and loading the screen. That's a good half a second. We're removing that half a second and hence getting to the player before anybody else. Now, the one negative to this that I can't seem to work out is when you compare the price of a player and you come back and you find a new player on the market, it usually drops your cursor down to the compare price. So you've got to go up twice on to buy it now, and then A, and then up, and then A, which is something that I'm really struggling to get used to and doing it quickly. But maybe you guys can play around with it and let me know how you get on with it, and let me know if it's a valid method or I'm just making things up and just dreaming. So guys, I want to apologize because I probably spoke a load of rubbish at parts during that video, and it's because I was trying to concentrate on sniping and recording and speaking, and it's all too much for me to handle at the moment. I'm only a man at the end of the day. But I'm hoping you guys get the gist of it. And if you have any questions regarding it, drop it down in the comments and I will respond to you. On the other side, if you are liking these kind of shorter videos where we just look at a really simple but stupidly effective sniping filter and discuss some other potential methods, if you could drop a like and subscribe if you're new, that would be absolutely incredible.